As usual, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe. Thanks. Now, the major topic for today is apartment life realities. There are lots of subtopics to this grand theme that I'll be covering, and some of it we've already covered, so we'll be spending most of our time focusing on topics we haven't discussed yet. But I will still give you small tidbits of information as relevant about the other major topics. Now, I think everyone knows how small the average Japanese apartment can be, especially in the center of really big Japanese cities, because as we have already discussed, space is at a premium in Japan. I think if you see my apartment videos, you can assume that that's what most small apartments in Japan city centers are like. I think people have also seen the no foreigners allowed apartment content circulate in the internet, so I'm only going to touch on that very briefly later on in our discussion. So let's focus on the things that people don't usually cover. So let's imagine you just moved to Japan. You got yourself an apartment, and while signing your lease, you see this term called key money. Now, what I am about to describe, I know it's going to piss some people all the way off, especially the ones that don't like or appreciate their landlords. But, like I said, I am just here to share the information. I am neither advocating for or against this. It is what it is. Now, the first thing you need to know is the concept of key money comes from a time where after the two sons were dropped, housing wasn't exactly plentiful. So people would pay a key money fee to landlords as a thank you for renting the property to them. This tradition continued on into modern Japan, but it is not as prevalent as previously, and especially not in places where there are more places for rent than people to rent them. In those situations, the key money is usually waived so as to not scare off prospective tenants. But if you move to a traditional city or have a traditional landlord, you can very much still expect it to be on the menu. Now here is the part that is about to piss some of you all the way off. The key money is anywhere from 1 month's rent to 2 months' rent, and it is completely non-refundable and completely separate from your security deposit, because as I said, it's a gift to your landlord to show appreciation. Personally, I can't imagine a situation where I would willingly sign up for a key money apartment, even if I was rich, because stuff like that just does my head in. But you aren't forced to choose a key money apartment unless you are in a very specific set of circumstances, like living in a very rural country town where tradition is very strong and they won't be waiving the key money. Now, key money aside, here are some other things people don't usually cover when talking about Japanese apartments. Next up is the noise ordinance. It might vary in different places, but where I live, it is 10 o'clock p.m. And once 10 o'clock p.m. rolls around, be very quiet, no joke. This isn't like other countries where breaking the noise ordinance can be overlooked a few times, or neighbors will come to you personally or message you if you do it to ask you to stop. If you do it in Japan, most neighbors will actually just call the police if you're disturbing them. Most Japanese people are not very confrontational by nature, and asking you to keep it down personally is seen as somewhat of a confrontation. So they would just prefer to let the police handle it, as it is their job after all. Which, needless to say, that is not going to go well for you and your life in Japan once your company or landlord discover you are having the police called on you. This doesn't affect me because I do everything with headphones on anyways, so there's no noise bleeding from my TV or laptop or anything like that. And I did this even before moving here, so there is no real change in my life, despite the fact I'm a night owl. Now, we have covered the trash and sorting trash and all of that in another video, but there's one small thing to cover where this is concerned regarding apartments. In certain communities, part of your lease might be you being on trash duty in some cases, which entails putting out the recycling bins on your assigned days and putting them away after the sanitation workers collect their contents. Now, this is not very often the case, especially in modern cities. It's really only a situation if your community doesn't have a building manager that does this task. I shouldn't have to say this since it's obvious, but failing in this duty does not bode well for your standing in your community or for your lease regarding your landlord. Finally, regarding the no foreigners listings that you've probably seen all over the internet, this is very much a thing. And to be honest, from what I have seen and heard, it is not a racism thing. It is a case-by-case basis where landlords that do it have either dealt with problems with foreigners in the past personally and just said, forget that, never again, or they are connected to someone that has dealt with these problems personally in the past and just said, forget that, I won't be next. Now, as foreigners, we only have ourselves to blame for this. I keep hearing about all of this racism in both China and Japan and have never once experienced it myself because I assimilate and those don't cause unnecessary problems. All of my Chinese landlords were sad to see me leave, despite having problems with other foreigners and being reluctant to rent to me initially. But I have always worked with the same agent during my 10 years in China. And after the first year or two, my agent would just tell landlords, look, this guy doesn't mess about. You will get your rent on time, no questions asked, and your apartment will be clean and in better or equal condition when you left it to him when he moves out. Which brings me to how you can apply this to Japanese landlords with the use of guarantors. Until you build enough social credit, you're probably going to need a guarantor. Now, usually most people's companies will serve this role. Basically, just someone or an entity that agrees to get into trouble with you if you decide to be a less than ideal tenant. They are very big on collective responsibility here in Japan, and they know you dragging your company or somebody else into this is like the kiss of death for your career or social life if you mess about with their apartment. There are third-party companies that will serve as guarantors, but obviously you will need to pay a fee for this service. Finally, individuals can also serve as guarantors, but I'm telling you from right now, unless that person is your wife or husband or serious long-term partner, you can just forget about getting a favorable response to asking this from a Japanese friend. Signing up for this requires a serious level of trust and mutual understanding. So your Japanese friends are very unlikely to do it, even if you have a very good relationship. If you find someone willing to do it for you, trust me, it's like finding somebody willing to take a bullet for you. Do not fuck it up for them, yourself, or future foreigners. With that being said, this feels like it's getting long, so run the music.
Yeah, She's got some nice long hair, and you know that she's a bad chick. All the boys stare, can't help it, it's a habit. Clothes that she wears, short skirt and a jacket. I just wanna get her all alone on a mattress. I just wanna have it, I just gotta have it. Rumors all around say her body is fantastic. All natural, not a piece of fur is plastic. Head to her toes, yeah, they say that she's a latch. Yeah, the whispers all around say she has a reputation. Don't believe it till I see it, so I want a demonstration. And I've always learned it better with a hands-on education. So I need a private session, if you get what I am saying. And they say that she's not easy, no, she's really complicated. But that only makes it better, and it's got me so fixated. And I'm not the type to wait around, I've never hesitated. But she's got me captivated, so the game, I'm gonna play it, yeah. She's got a body like a coke thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. She's got a body like a coke thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. When you're undressed, I heard you like to get away. I heard you like to stay out late. I heard you had a couple boyfriends. I heard they didn't treat you right. I heard you're hated by your girlfriends, 'cause all the guys want you tonight. Yeah, they say she's too hot, they say she's too cold. Where she came from, nobody really knows. They say she looks young, but say she acts old. From everything I've heard, she gets out of control. And all the boys say she was sent from the heavens, but I'm not too sure that this girl is a blessing. She's got the devil's eyes, and they'll cut you like a weapon. She's stuck in my mind like a bad obsession. Got bad intentions. She's got a body like a coke thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. She's got a body like a coke thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. Yeah, let's go. I ain't the first with the curse, with the thirst that I wanna be better, not worse, man it hurts. I'm on this earth with my words and I put them all together, insert, cause I wanna have worth. Working hella hard till they put me in the dirt. Gonna go far, man, listen to my words. Gonna be a star, man, life's like a blur. When you're working this hard, yeah, you get what you deserve. Yeah, I ain't taking a backseat, I'm passing anybody else who is rapping, I'm nasty. Ain't nobody able to catch me, they gasping. They cannot compare, they can't match me, I'm at half speed. I got your girl and she laughing and dancing, hanging on my butt, she asking to crash with me. Smash with me, she savage, she wants cash money, and she knows that I live lavishly. I wanna live, I'm cold inside.